but true.
All right, we're back in my shop. Haven't spent a lot of time over the winter just because it's been pretty cold. It's been getting a little warmer, so we're gonna try and do some stuff on the truck. A good time ago, I thought I was gonna be doing a bunch of off-roading, so I took off the hitch. That's one main reason I want to build a bumper, not really to make it super high clearance, because I'm not really into doing crazy obstacles and whatnot. It's more so just for the aesthetic, and every now and again, if I want to mess around, then I have that protection. So yeah, we're gonna start that today. I might get a little bit ahead, but I forgot the tripod, so I'm gonna be here every day this week and slowly get some progress going and see where we get. I got quite the peculiar setup when I gotta cut extra long bits like this. So I was just thinking, as a good side note, this is like one of the most important parts to not mess up, because it's 112 inches. It's just under 10 feet long of material. Something to keep in mind when you're cutting big pieces, to pay extra attention to your moves and bends that you make, because it can be an easy mistake.
Cool. It's the next day. I got my GoPro without a GoPro mount, but I'm also wearing the headband. So we got that going on. Yesterday, Dan was over and he helped me bend up this main hoop. I got the bumper off, and it's gonna come all the way out. So the easiest it could be would be a big plate that just comes out straight, and I don't have to do any funny business with offsetting the mount and you know, bringing it up or bringing it down, just so the bumper can sit at the right height. So right now it seems like I can pretty much line the bumper up center with the mounting holes, and that'll give, you know, roughly 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch gap up here. And if it's a little more, that's all right, because we need room for the tailgate to come down so it's not laying on the bumper. So I'm gonna get on that. I think I'll make a little template to double check and go from there. Okay, bingo. I did the world's best circle holes. They're definitely not squares in cardboard, but it gets the job done. So now you see what I'm talking about. So we can clear the underside of the bed there, but it's still straight, keeps it super simple. This will come out, but it's gonna be notched. If I have my pen, it'll be notched in like a half circle, if you get my gist. This will come right through. Okay, here's our setup. I got this clamped down for a good straight edge. I just did a little test hit on there. This is like my first time working with this plasma cutter. I got set up down there. It's a little Yes welder. So it's like the first actual project. But this is 3/8 plate. This cut straight through it. I just need to go a little slower, and it'll do some good work. I'm concerned about here, so we'll leave this little, I don't know, 1/3 inch or 1/4 inch gap. I just butt this up against their flat, and then I marked it on the back side, so we'll know that's where we want our notch to start. Okay, probably can't tell, but it's the next day. First thing I did when I came back in today, I just tacked this up, put it in a vise, tacked it up, and I just kind of used the one I made yesterday as a template, and that way they're both exactly the same. And then on this side, I just took a hole saw from this fancy drawer. Yesterday I burnt up a hole saw, so I had to get a couple more hole saws. Now I got the angle grinder. I'm gonna zip off the tacks, clean them up a little bit, throw it on the truck, and then I'll check back in. Okay, so I'll go over real quick how I'm finding my metal. There you go. I just found what kind of gap kind of works for me here. So far it looks like 3 inches is about where I want this tube to sit parallel with the main hoop. So we'll go with 3 inches. And I know I want the bend to start here and end right at this body line. I don't want it going into this bend because the notch is going to be a pain in the ass. And we'll take where the bend starts on this little jiggy boy, and I've already got that squared out, so it'll go about middle of this tubing, and it looks like it'll land right about where I want it. So we'll just mirror it to the other side and it'll be good. So we got our 3-inch gap here, we got this angle measurement. We'll come over to a flat area, it's 0.2, so close enough. And 35 degrees is what we're looking for.
10, 20, 30. This thing's great. It has,
Now we're gonna go in and mark where we want our bend to start. Okay. So earlier I had said it was from the body line to the mark. That was about 8 inches. So we'll do 8 there. Make sure we're measuring from the same area. We're not. Okay, so I measured from the top of the cope, or the notch, whatever you like to call it. Let's see. There you go. There's 8 there. You want to remember what side of this line you want your bend. Because if you have your bend on this side, this is going to be a long straight piece. But if you have your bend on this side, you're going to have a straight tube from line to line, and then you're just going to have a quick little bend right here, right? All right, so I'm on the second plate now, but I had to change my plans, and it's been quite a bit of time. The hitch that I'm putting under here, I was gonna drill a hole straight through it in the backside, forgetting the fact that it's at that point gonna be, you know, a few inches lower than where the plates are. So I scrapped that idea and came up with this. Here's my little template that I made. But anyways, this is from a side view. I got a quarter inch plate, and this will be 1.5 inch DOM running through this plate, and then this is half notched, so it'll come up into the backside of that and get notched, and then there will be another tube going through it. And then of course, since it's sitting on the bottom side of these 2 tubes, it'll be welded. Kind of a weird shape, so I came up with this idea of welding it to some scrap. That way I could just buzz them off and keep going. So here's how it's just hanging out right now, but whoa. Super happy with how it fits. Here's how it looks from underneath. So there will be a tube that goes straight through that notch section to the plate of the bumper back there. It'll just go straight through, and then we'll be able to weld this all the way around that main hoop. heavy. Fits almost too snug. I think I'm gonna maybe sand some stuff off. It's a lot beefier. It's a lot beefier looking off the truck than it is when it's on. That's for sure.